Understanding Python super with underscore underscore init underscore underscore methods. Why is super used? Is there a difference between using base dot underscore underscore init underscore underscore and super dot underscore underscore init underscore underscore?
Super lets you avoid referring to the base class explicitly, which can be nice. But the main advantage comes with multiple inheritance, where all sorts of fun stuff can happen. See the standard docs on super if you haven't already. Note that the syntax changed in Python 3.0, you can just say super dot underscore underscore init underscore underscore instead of super child self dot underscore underscore init underscore underscore, which IMO is quite a bit nicer. The standard docs also refer to a guide to using super, which is quite explanatory.
Just a heads up, with Python 2.7, and I believe ever since super was introduced in version 2.2, you can only call super if one of the parents inherit from a class that eventually inherits object, new style classes. Personally, as for Python 2.7 code, I'm going to continue using base class name dot underscore underscore init underscore underscore self args until I actually get the advantage of using super.
Super has no side effects. Works as expected. Gets into infinite recursion.
It's been noted that in Python 3.0 plus you can use to make your call, which is concise and does not require you to reference the parent or class names explicitly, which can be handy. I just want to add that for Python 2.7 or under, some people implement a name-insensitive behavior by writing self dot underscore underscore class underscore underscore instead of the class name, i.e. However, this breaks calls to super for any classes that inherit from your class, where self dot underscore underscore class underscore underscore could return a child class. For example, here I have a class square, which is a subclass of rectangle. Say I don't want to write a separate constructor for square because the constructor for rectangle is good enough, but for whatever reason I want to implement a square so I can re-implement some other method. When I create a square using square equals square, 10, 10, Python calls the constructor for rectangle because I haven't given square its own constructor. However, in the constructor for rectangle, the call super, self dot underscore underscore class underscore underscore self, is going to return the superclass of square, so it calls the constructor for rectangle again. This is how the infinite loop happens, as was mentioned by at s underscore c. In this case, when I run super dot underscore underscore init underscore underscore, I am calling the constructor for rectangle, but since I give it no arguments, I will get an error.
If you want to support the channel, please consider liking and subscribing.